Young and the Restless. Audra's downfall. Holden's ruthless move shocks fans. We're going to talk about how Audra loses everything and how that could give Holden the opportunity he has been waiting for. All right, so this week Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, sees Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, pushing Audra away after she pulls him into a passionate kiss at Society. Claire marches over and demands to know what is going on. Audra says Kyle can't keep his hands off of her. Kyle Abbott and Claire Grace. Tensions rise over Audra's actions. Audra's gall has Kyle furious. Audra is blatantly lying right to Claire's face and spewing all kinds of nonsense, saying Kyle really wants to be with Audra. He's only pretending to want Claire. Basically, Audra is saying that she is spicy and Claire's vanilla, and that's why Kyle is so hot for her. Audra offers some fake sympathy and says she's sorry Claire got mixed up with a guy like Kyle. Meanwhile, he's disgusted. He insists to Claire that the other woman is lying and being awful. Audra tells Claire to believe what she saw with her own 2 eyes. Well, what Claire saw was Kyle pushing Audra away. After Audra leaves, Claire does seem convinced by Kyle. Then Claire says she knows how to deal with Audra. To me, this is sloppy writing by Josh Griffith. Young and the Restless. Audra Charles versus Claire Grace. The battle escalates. How would Audra think she can kiss Kyle in public and it not get back to Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic? Does he think women are that dumb? That's my question. He's writing Audra like she's stupid, and as a woman, I just find it insulting. I wish this show had a female head writer. I would love to see Jill Farron PHYLPS take over for him. Maybe that's why they have her in there. Hopefully he's on his way out. So, Claire trots home to the Tack house. There's her mom, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, talking with Nate. Perfect timing. A very annoyed Claire says she has something to tell him. Victoria Newman and Nate Hastings. Secrets unravel. She was just about to call Nate to have a talk. But Victoria can tell what Claire's about to do. That she's about to drop that bombshell on Nate about Audra on Young and the Restless. Victoria interrupts to tell Claire, listen, Nate's on his way to Chicago to bury his brother Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers. So Claire gets the hint and zips it. After Nate leaves, Claire tells Victoria, okay, fine, I'll wait to tell Nate what kind of woman he's dating. But she vows that when Nate is back from Chicago, she is going to tell him all about Audra's deal with Victor Newman, Eric Braden, to split Claire and Kyle up and all the shady things she's been doing. And let's be real, Nate is already suspicious about Audra and Victor. She's been lying to Nate's face for months on Young and the Restless, and just lied again when Audra said she was the one who cut Victor out of Vibrante. She's still pretending that her business is going to happen. Victor Newman and Audra. Shocking schemes exposed on Young and the Restless. Audra figures out real quick that she pushed Claire too far because Nate shows up and says, oh yeah, I was at Victoria's and Claire came in acting weird and was about to tell me something, but then Victoria stopped her. Of course, Audra knows exactly what Claire was going to tell Nate, but she's playing it cool in front of Nate. When he leaves, Audra says to herself, little Miss Claire wants to go to war. War it is. But I don't know if Audra is actually equipped. I think Audra is really underestimating Claire, who was raised by Jordan Howard, Colleen Zenk, who is so much more dangerous and diabolical than Audra could ever dare to be. I think she has no idea who she's playing with. YandR spoilers. Audra's downfall may be inevitable. Clearly, Audra's furious. She knows Claire is going to spill the beans to Nate. Despite Audra declaring war, what can she do? Of course, she's going to try to get out in front of it. But bottom line, a lot of people saw her flirting with Kyle in France. I don't think Nate is going to believe her over Claire, Victoria, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and others. Heck, Victor might even tell him, oh yeah, I was totally paying her to do this. He doesn't care. He hates Audra. In the end, Audra can't stop Nate from finding out what she did. It's inevitable. Audra talked down to Claire, and now Claire is on a mission to blow up Audra's relationship, just like Audra tried to blow up Claire and Kyle. Only nobody's paying Claire to do it. Her price is revenge. So once Nate is back from Chicago, it's only a matter of time before he finds out. Nate Hastings dumps Audra Charles. Genoa City reacts. From there, I absolutely expect him to dump Audra like a bag of dirty laundry. Not only did she lie repeatedly about covering up the Victor thing, but she was also basically prostituting herself for startup capital. It's skeevy. Nate's not going to like it. They're going to be done. There is about to be nobody in Audra's corner except her BFF Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and one other person, Holden Novak. As of now, Audra has no money to jumpstart her new business Vibrante. She's got no job to help invest in it. Victor pulled out. He and the other Newmans despise her. The Abbotts hate her for what Audra is doing to Kyle and Claire. Young and the Restless spoilers. The Newmans, Abbotts, and Winters families turn against Audra. The Winters family already didn't like Audra, and once they find out about this Kyle thing, Devin Winters, Brighton James, and Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, will tear into her over hurting Nate and betraying him. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, might even heap some hate on her because she messed with his nephew Kyle. Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, is no fan of anybody who spends time with Sally Spectra, who Phyllis jealously despises. That leaves Audra with pretty much just Holden and Sally in her corner. Holden Novak and Audra Charles. Unexpected allies? We know Holden has been lurking, wanting, and waiting to get Audra back since the moment he set foot in Genoa City and saw her there. So, when Nate inevitably dumps Audra on her lying butt, I think Holden is going to swoop in and comfort her. Even though Audra has been pushing Holden away for quite a while, she may be more receptive after she's desperate and loses Nate and everything else. When Holden first got to town, Audra was living her best life. She and Nate were in a great place, so of course she shunned Holden. YandR prediction. Can Holden help Audra rebuild? Since then, Audra's gone back to her devious ways because Victor dangled a carrot and she took a bite. Now karma is coming back to bite Audra. Also, Holden may be on her side because he also has nobody with Damian Kane dead. Holden really only has Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. He's not his friend, that's just his employer. Holden has nobody else in town. He had orders to get close to Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, and Claire. But Chelsea already clocked Holden's bad intent because of her con woman ways. She's going to make sure he can't make inroads or get close to anybody. Holden's next move. Will he partner with Audra? So, Holden's going to need somebody too. Plus, he might be the one person to help her make her Vibrante dream come true. I could see Audra crying to him about Victor pulling her funding. Holden might approach Kane to help her or encourage Audra to approach Kane because somebody that the Newmans, the Abbotts, and the Winters all hate may be of value to the young and the restless. The serene veneer of Genoa City's elite has been shattered once again. Audra, long seen as a symbol of calculated charm and quiet ambition, is facing a storm of consequences she never saw coming. And at the eye of this storm is none other than Holden, a character whose newfound ruthlessness is leaving fans both shocked and thrilled. As the storyline unfolds, one thing is clear. In Genoa City, no one is safe and no alliance is permanent. Audra's journey over the past few weeks has been a roller coaster of high stakes and risky decisions. Once regarded as a steady presence in the world of business and romance, her judgment has lately seemed clouded. From secretive meetings with powerful figures to whisperings of double deals in the corporate corridors, Audra has been walking a perilous tightrope. And while she may have thought she was in control, the truth is that control in Genoa City is often an illusion. Holden, traditionally seen as a background strategist, has stepped out of the shadows in a way that has stunned the fanbase. Gone is the mild-mannered, almost invisible persona. In its place is a calculating, unyielding force willing to take audacious risks. Fans have taken to social media, debating whether Holden's ruthless streak is a natural evolution of his character or a shocking new direction by the writers. Whatever the case, his actions against Audra are setting the stage for a dramatic showdown that promises to leave lasting scars. The catalyst for Audra's downfall began with a seemingly innocuous business deal. She believed she was negotiating in her favor, maneuvering to secure a lucrative partnership that would elevate her status and solidify her influence. However, Holden, ever observant and patient, had been quietly monitoring her moves. With insider knowledge and impeccable timing, he orchestrated a scenario where Audra's choices would backfire spectacularly. What was meant to be a triumph for her turned into an embarrassing public spectacle that left allies questioning her competence and enemies smelling blood. In Genoa City, pride is often the first casualty in power struggles, and Audra's is no exception. Her carefully curated image of poise and intellect has been cracked, exposing vulnerabilities that Holden is mercilessly exploiting. Sources close to the storyline reveal that Holden's strategy was twofold. First, to isolate Audra from her closest supporters, and second, to gain leverage over her professional endeavors. By doing so, he not only humiliated her in front of key players, but also positioned himself as the dominant force in a game where dominance is everything. Fans watching this development are experiencing a mix of emotions. On one hand, there is shock and even sympathy for Audra, who seems to have underestimated the lengths to which Holden would go. On the other hand, viewers are thrilled by the cleverness and audacity of Holden's maneuvers. Social media is abuzz with hashtags like #HoldenPowerPlay, #AudraDownfall, and #GenoaCityShockers, reflecting the intensity with which audiences are engaging with this storyline. The writing, dialogue, and plotting have all contributed to a sense of real-time tension that keeps viewers glued to their screens. But Holden's move is more than just a professional power play. It is deeply personal. Beneath the surface, there are whispers of past grievances and unspoken rivalries that have fueled his current campaign against Audra. Whether it stems from jealousy, a long-standing vendetta, or a newfound desire for control, the impact is undeniable. Audra is not merely losing a business opportunity. She is witnessing her reputation, her relationships, and her standing in Genoa City being systematically dismantled. Audra's response to the onslaught has been a mix of defiance and desperation. In private moments, she exhibits remarkable resilience, vowing to reclaim her dignity and counter Holden's manipulations. However, public appearances tell a different story. The cracks in her composure are becoming increasingly evident, and friends and foes alike are noticing. Her attempts to rally support have been met with skepticism, leaving her more isolated than ever. For a character who has relied on social grace and strategic thinking, this exposure is particularly devastating. Meanwhile, Holden's confidence continues to grow. He moves with the precision of a master chess player, anticipating Audra's reactions and staying 2 steps ahead. Each of his actions is calculated to maximize impact while minimizing personal risk, a hallmark of his newfound ruthlessness. Fans have speculated that this evolution of Holden could signal a larger shift in Genoa City, where traditional power dynamics are being upended and unexpected players are rising to prominence. The consequences of this storyline are poised to ripple far beyond Audra and Holden. Allies and adversaries alike are forced to reconsider their loyalties, recalibrate their strategies, and brace for the next wave of intrigue. The fallout could potentially involve other major players in Genoa City, sparking alliances, betrayals, and confrontations that will redefine the landscape of the show. For viewers, the stakes have never felt higher. One of the most compelling aspects of this storyline is its exploration of ambition and vulnerability. Audra, for all her intellect and cunning, is reminded that overconfidence can be as dangerous as overt opposition. Holden, conversely, demonstrates that patience, observation, and calculated risk-taking can yield extraordinary results. The tension between these two forces, Audra's desperation and Holden's methodical ascent, creates a narrative dynamic that is both engaging and unpredictable. As this drama unfolds, fans are left speculating about the next moves. Will Audra find a way to reclaim her power, or is her downfall inevitable? Can Holden maintain his momentum, or will his audacity provoke a counterattack from unexpected quarters? And how will other Genoa City residents, from business rivals to romantic interests, react to the shifting power balance? These questions keep viewers returning day after day, eager to witness the next shocking twist in this high-stakes saga. In conclusion, the Young and the Restless universe has once again delivered a storyline that is equal parts shocking and captivating. Audra's downfall, catalyzed by Holden's ruthless strategy, serves as a stark reminder that in Genoa City, power is fleeting and reputations can crumble overnight. For fans, it is a thrilling ride full of suspense, drama, and emotional intensity. The combination of clever plotting, character evolution, and high-stakes intrigue ensures that this storyline will be remembered as one of the most compelling in recent memory. As Holden continues to assert his dominance and Audra grapples with the fallout, one truth is clear. In Genoa City, no one can afford to underestimate their rivals, and even the most calculated plans can be turned against them in an instant. With this intense rivalry heating up, audiences can expect more shocking twists, emotional confrontations, and strategic maneuvers in the coming episodes. Holden's ruthless rise and Audra's dramatic fall are more than just personal battles. They are a testament to the unpredictable, electrifying world of the Young and the Restless, where every decision can make or break a legacy, and every viewer is left on the edge of their seat. Tension in Genoa City has reached a boiling point. For weeks, whispers and rumors have circulated, hinting that Audra is at the center of yet another explosive drama. Now, Kyle Abbott and Claire Grace find themselves trapped in the eye of the storm, forced to navigate their personal feelings while dealing with Audra's unpredictable moves. And with stakes this high, no one knows how far tempers will flare, or how much collateral damage will follow. Kyle Abbott, the always determined scion of the Abbott Empire, has been blindsided. Though he's no stranger to chaos in his personal life, Audra's latest actions have struck a nerve. The young woman, who has carved a reputation for making bold, often controversial choices, has once again overstepped boundaries, igniting suspicion and resentment. Kyle, always the protector of those he cares for, feels an overwhelming need to intervene. But doing so could put his relationship with Claire in jeopardy. Claire Grace, on the other hand, is in no mood to hold back. The woman who has built a life defined by intelligence, poise, and ambition is finding herself increasingly frustrated with Kyle's protectiveness and Audra's interference. What started as concern has evolved into tension, with Claire questioning not only Audra's motives but also Kyle's judgment. Why is he so quick to defend Audra when her actions have the potential to disrupt everything he and Claire have built together? The question hangs heavy between them, unspoken yet undeniable, and threatens to pull the couple in opposite directions. It all began when Audra, in a move that shocked many in Genoa City, made a decision affecting a key Abbott business venture. Though her intentions may have been well-meaning, or so she claimed, her actions led to an unexpected fallout, leaving the company vulnerable and employees anxious. Kyle, caught in the crossfire, felt compelled to step in. He sought to protect both the business and Audra, but his intervention only added fuel to the fire. Claire, witnessing the chaos firsthand, grew increasingly uneasy. Her instinct is to safeguard what she and Kyle have, yet she cannot ignore the reckless nature of Audra's behavior. Their differing perspectives have created a silent battlefield. Kyle views Audra as someone who needs guidance and support, believing that shielding her from criticism is the responsible path. Claire, however, sees the broader picture. Audra's actions, if unchecked, could cause irreparable damage, not just to business but to the fragile web of relationships that hold Genoa City together. In heated exchanges, Claire has challenged Kyle, arguing that loyalty should not come at the expense of accountability. As tensions mount, the strain begins to manifest in subtle ways. Kyle's normally measured demeanor has shown cracks. He's impatient, defensive, and quick to dismiss concerns, behaviors that are uncharacteristic for the usually level-headed Abbott heir. Claire, for her part, is unrelenting. She demands clarity, expecting Kyle to recognize the full scope of Audra's influence on their lives. What might have been a minor disagreement in another time has become a simmering conflict, one that threatens to undermine their trust in each other. Complicating matters is Audra herself, whose presence is a constant reminder of the stakes. She appears oblivious to the tension, moving through her days with a combination of charm and self-assuredness that only intensifies Kyle and Claire's frustration. Her actions, whether deliberate or accidental, seem to draw them into situations where compromise is almost impossible. Every conversation about Audra becomes a minefield, each word measured and weighed for its potential impact. Friends and allies are beginning to notice the strain. Colleagues in the Abbott family business have commented on the subtle shifts in Kyle's behavior, and whispers about Claire's growing irritation have spread. Even those with no direct involvement find themselves drawn into debates over responsibility, loyalty, and judgment. In Genoa City, nothing stays private for long, and the tension surrounding Audra's actions threatens to spill into public view. Despite the friction, moments of vulnerability remind Kyle and Claire why they care for each other so deeply. Late nights in the office, brief conversations away from the prying eyes of the city, reveal the cracks in their armor. Kyle expresses his frustration with Audra while simultaneously acknowledging his fear of losing Claire's trust. Claire, in turn, reveals her concern that Kyle's loyalty might cloud his judgment, endangering both their personal lives and professional interests. These exchanges are fraught with emotion, highlighting the delicate balance between love, responsibility, and self-preservation. Yet, as the conflict escalates, the stakes grow higher. Audra's actions begin to impact not just the Abbott business, but other key relationships throughout Genoa City. Friends and family are forced to take sides, alliances shift, and long-buried secrets threaten to surface. The once clear boundaries between personal and professional life blur, leaving Kyle and Claire struggling to define their roles in the chaos. How much control can they realistically exert? And how much damage can be prevented before it's too late? In a pivotal moment, Kyle confronts Claire, demanding that she understand his perspective. He pleads for patience, urging her to see that Audra is not inherently malicious, but simply misguided. Claire counters with equal passion, insisting that good intentions do not excuse poor judgment. The conversation, raw and unfiltered, lays bare the tension between them, highlighting the delicate interplay of love, loyalty, and consequence. Neither is willing to back down, yet neither wants to sever the bond that has defined so much of their happiness. As the days unfold, the pressure cooker environment shows no signs of letting up. Audra, perhaps aware of the storm she has caused, continues her unpredictable path, testing boundaries and provoking reactions. Kyle and Claire must navigate a minefield of emotions, business concerns, and social expectations, all while trying to preserve their relationship. It's a challenge that requires patience, insight, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. For viewers, this storyline offers a masterclass in tension and drama. The delicate dance between Kyle Abbott and Claire Grace is emblematic of the very essence of Genoa City: passion, conflict, and the unrelenting pull of personal and professional stakes. As Audra's actions continue to reverberate through their lives, audiences are left wondering, will Kyle and Claire emerge stronger, having weathered the storm together? Or will the pressures of loyalty, accountability, and ambition drive an unbridgeable wedge between them? One thing is certain: in the world of Young and the Restless, nothing is ever simple. Love and loyalty are tested in ways few could predict, and every decision carries the weight of unforeseen consequences. Kyle and Claire's story, centered on Audra's actions, is more than just a personal conflict. It is a reflection of the complexities of relationships, the challenges of integrity, and the delicate balance between protecting those we care about and confronting hard truths. In the cutthroat world of Genoa City, secrets, lies, and betrayals are never far from the surface. But when two powerhouses collide, the fallout can shake the very foundations of the city's elite. This week on The Young and the Restless, audiences are witnessing a fiery escalation in the simmering feud between Audra Charles and Claire Grace. And nobody is safe from the fallout. Audra Charles, the shrewd business mogul with a razor-sharp mind, has always commanded respect and fear in equal measure. Her recent moves in the corporate world have turned heads, from her aggressive acquisitions to her uncanny ability to manipulate boardroom dynamics in her favor. But lately, it seems her attention has shifted from corporate conquests to personal vendettas, and no one has felt the heat more than Claire Grace. Claire, the ambitious and fiercely independent heiress, has never backed down from a challenge. Her charm and determination mask a relentless drive, one that has earned her both admiration and enmity in equal measure. But when Audra made a subtle, yet calculated move to undermine Claire's newest business venture, she didn't just make an enemy. She ignited a battle that promises to become one of Genoa City's most unforgettable showdowns. The spark that lit this war began innocuously enough at a charity gala last month. Claire, ever the social strategist, had unveiled a new initiative aimed at supporting underrepresented entrepreneurs in the city. The event was a success, earning her accolades and media attention. But Audra, never one to miss an opportunity to assert dominance, quietly leveraged her connections to divert funding and resources away from Claire's project. What could have been a minor inconvenience quickly spiraled into a full-blown confrontation. The first public clash occurred during a high-stakes business luncheon, where tension between the two women was palpable. Claire, poised and elegant as ever, attempted to maintain decorum, but Audra's subtle jabs and pointed remarks left no doubt about her intentions. "It's remarkable how some people overestimate their influence," Audra remarked with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Claire's retort, delivered with ice-cold precision, was met with a ripple of applause. "Influence is earned, Audra. And it seems some people are willing to manipulate to hide their insecurities." That exchange set the tone for what has now become an all-out war. Since that luncheon, both women have intensified their strategies, employing every tool at their disposal. Audra has begun covertly undermining Claire's corporate alliances, spreading rumors to destabilize her partnerships. Meanwhile, Claire has responded with countermeasures of her own, rallying key allies and exposing questionable dealings that Audra would rather keep hidden. The chess game has only escalated, with each move more daring and ruthless than the last. What makes this battle particularly captivating for viewers is the personal stakes involved. Beyond business, the feud taps into deeper emotional currents. Claire, known for her loyalty and sense of justice, views Audra's actions as a personal betrayal. Meanwhile, Audra, who prides herself on control and precision, cannot tolerate being challenged or outmaneuvered. The clash of personalities, Claire's passionate idealism versus Audra's calculated pragmatism, has created a combustible mix that threatens to engulf not only their professional lives, but their personal relationships as well. Fans have been especially intrigued by the psychological warfare playing out behind closed doors. Audra, for instance, has been seen using subtle intimidation tactics, leveraging her influence to isolate Claire from potential allies. Whisper campaigns, carefully timed leaks, and veiled threats have all been part of her arsenal. Claire, however, has proven herself to be equally formidable. She has embraced transparency, using public platforms to highlight Audra's overreach and framing herself as the champion of fairness and integrity. The tension between their contrasting approaches, stealth versus openness, has captivated the audience, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. Adding another layer of drama, personal relationships are now being drawn into the conflict. Claire's closest confidants and Audra's inner circle are increasingly being forced to choose sides, creating rifts among Genoa City's social elite. Social gatherings that once celebrated unity now serve as battlegrounds, with every glance, every comment, and every toast carrying hidden meanings. The ripple effects of their feud have even reached the next generation, with young professionals caught in the crossfire, unsure of where their loyalties should lie. The media within the show has not remained silent either. Gossip columns and social influencers have latched onto every detail of the Audra-Claire conflict, amplifying tensions and turning what might have been a private struggle into a public spectacle. This exposure has only fueled Audra's desire to dominate and Claire's determination to fight back, creating a cycle of escalation that seems far from resolution. Each development is dissected, debated, and broadcast, drawing fans further into the drama and leaving everyone wondering what the next move will be. As the battle continues, viewers are left with tantalizing questions. Will Audra's ruthless strategies ultimately give her the upper hand, or will Claire's resilience and moral fortitude turn the tide? How far are they each willing to go to protect their interests, and at what cost? The stakes are higher than ever, and it's clear that neither woman intends to back down. Social media has exploded with fan theories, ranging from predictions of corporate sabotage to whispers of personal betrayal and secret alliances. Audiences are debating who will emerge victorious, with hashtags like #AudraVs.Claire and #Genoa City Showdown trending daily. The intense fan engagement is a testament to the compelling storytelling and the nuanced character dynamics that the young and the restless continues to master. In recent episodes, viewers have witnessed increasingly bold maneuvers. Audra orchestrated a surprise boardroom coup, attempting to force Claire out of a joint venture, only to have Claire retaliate by revealing financial discrepancies that threatened Audra's credibility. These high-stakes confrontations are not just about power. They're about proving dominance, protecting legacies, and exposing vulnerabilities. Each encounter leaves audiences holding their breath, unsure whether the next scene will deliver victory, humiliation, or shocking betrayal. The personal dimension of their feud cannot be overlooked. Both women carry past traumas and insecurities that shape their strategies. Claire's fear of losing respect and autonomy drives her relentless pursuit of justice, while Audra's need for control stems from a history of being underestimated. Understanding these psychological undercurrents makes the battle richer, more complex, and deeply human, reminding viewers that even in a world of wealth and power, personal history can dictate present conflicts. As this gripping storyline unfolds, one thing is certain. Audra Charles and Claire Grace are more than rivals. They are forces of nature, clashing with a ferocity that will leave lasting consequences for Genoa City. Whether it's in the boardroom, on social media, or in private confrontations, their escalating battle promises more twists, more drama, and more jaw-dropping moments that will keep viewers glued to their screens.